It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the big diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Golden State Warriors going up against the Houston Rockets at Toyota Center. Looking at Houston, now this is a grudge match. They lost in the conference finals against this squad last season. It could get chippy. Well, the Rockets have certainly thrived under Mike D'Antoni, famous for his 7 seconds or less offense back when he was coaching the Suns. Kenny, there's a lot to like here.
Yeah, he's been the forefront of the pace and space model, kind of getting guys to play quickly. He's ahead of his time, honestly.
Would you like to play for him?
Oh, I would have averaged 30 the way he lets guys put the ball up. I would have averaged 30.
You know, the Rockets have embraced his attacking style. We've seen the results, Kenny. D'Antoni schemes plus the stars on this roster, dangerous situation.
And with the game about ready to tip off, we send you to Kevin Harlan, who has the call.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
This is 2K Sports, broadcasting from Houston, Texas, as the Rockets take it to the hardwood. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. This is the first game in the Warriors road trip. They make their way to the first of 3 games in the Texas Triangle. Definitely a rough and rugged trip, guys, for any team.
And you know, Kevin, there have been some seasons that have been lost having to traverse this Texas Triangle. So let's see if these guys can come out of here unscathed. And we all know how difficult a challenge that will be.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, we know Rockets coach Mike D'Antoni was the architect of the 7 seconds or less offense in Phoenix. But he says we should have been more aggressive. We kept asking, is it too many threes? Now, there's no such thing. Kevin?
Great stuff, D.A. Thanks. And both these teams, Brant, love to push the ball, push the pace. What are some things that all great fast break teams have in common?
The biggest thing, Kevin, is that you have committed runners on the wing. Point guards, their vision of the floor, their peripheral vision, they're always looking for guys. If they have guys committed to, once the ball is rebounded by their team, that their first 2 steps are hard and they're filling the lanes, then excitement and opportunities for highlights are coming.
Running with a purpose.
Running with a purpose, running ahead of the ball, and then attacking the rim with great consistency. Having great runners helps the fast break game.
Good point. And now the Golden State Warriors starters. Wizard out there with Clutch. Then there's Buckets. Then there's the Quick. And it's Carson in at the shooting guard. Hugh passes to Brock. Here's Brock. Second shot opportunity. Pass to Chavez. Here's Shorty. Here's Goodman. The Rockets again can't hit. Here's Carson. Kicks it to Blake. Golden State moving it around. Shot on the wing. It's rebounded by Houston. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
And you know what? A shame that either team had to lose that game, because you had to be proud of the way they battled in it.
Yeah, that one sticks with you for a little while. They worked so hard to hang in there at the end of that one and force the OT, and then to have it slip away had to hurt.
And so the Houston Rockets get the first points of the ball game. Passes to Buckets. 5 on the clock, right wing. The baseline jam. That one drops for him.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
The three off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
From distance, when he gets into a rhythm early, it makes this offense a lot more dynamic.
Well, great to get him involved, particularly at the start of the game. This is what keeps guys engaged.
Here's Brock. Novak grabs the board. Warriors have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. And he banks in the layup. Novak's got his first bucket of the night.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And there's the pass to Chavez. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. The Warriors have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's the quick. Turned in an outstanding game against Atlanta. Buckets passes to Blair. Lays it up and banks it in. Blair's got his first bucket in this one.
And right in the teeth of the defense, making a statement early in this one.
Yeah, pinpointing the rim protection with that attack, and no one makes enough of an effort there to stop him.
Here's Brock. The Rockets again can't hit.
Yeah, you got to fight through things like this right now. His team needs him to shoot better. He's just had a tough quarter.
Carson kicks to Novak. Pass to Blair. Here's Carson. Pass to Buckets. Misses off the right iron. Rockets trail by 4. To halt the run. Novak grabs the board.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Well, something in this frame for sure, but when you're out of rhythm, sometimes it's better to play the role of being the facilitator.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. This game against Golden State is the first time they've met this season.
And this is a team they battled in the conference finals last season, coming up short.
Nintendo, 5% tint, so you can't see up in my window. Don't understand me, cause the boss out gon' top down at Maxis with a big handy. East up, creased up, stank dressed to impress. Big boss belt buckle under my Michelin S.O. Gucci shades up on my braids when I escalate. When I'm riding spree wheel sliding like an escapade. I got it made, the big boss of the north. Ain't change, I still represent what's your house, huh?
And obviously the season's just begun, but never too soon to check out the power rankings. Let's see how these teams are stacking up. You take a look at the Suns. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And seeing where the Rockets are, they have to like the progression that we've seen. Bit by bit, everything coming together. Consistency going forward will be key.
To stop the drought, another miss by Houston.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Warriors leading by 7. Here's the quick. 5 points in the game.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Here's Brock. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
An 89% free throw shooter puts him right there among the league's best from the line.
One shot.
One of the interesting storylines of this young season, Brett Barry, the surprising early development of a couple rookies in the league.
Early development of rookies is a great thing for a young team because all of a sudden somebody's taking the reins. And I think coaches always appreciate when a rookie comes in, he does the work in the offseason, all that work starts to pay off. But now rookies tend to start looking towards somebody else, or the team starts looking towards that young player as somebody who may be able to handle and carry the weight of the franchise for a little while.
And the shot goes in.
Yeah, and right when you thought that shot was leaving his hands, he reinvents it.
The quick passes to Carson. Swiped it away. Here's Brown. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
2 shots. Foul. Elbow. 2.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
He's knocked down 3/4 of his foul shots this season, so he's right around 75%.
2 shots.
That free throw good from Brown.
Now, last season's championship round, the 4th straight time that the Warriors faced off with the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's the first time in North American sporting history that has ever happened in the major 4 sports. And once again, the Golden State Warriors brought the trophy back to the Bay Area.
That one drops. He ties it up. Brent, next to the 1975 banner, the Warriors unfurling yet another championship banner. And when you look at the journey for this franchise, Brent, what comes to mind?
Well, I think about how many things for them just lined up perfectly, Kevin. The general manager being from the Bay Area, being in tune with what goes on in the city, and then the timing of the decision for Steve Kerr to be choosing between joining the New York Knicks and him choosing not the East Coast but the West Coast to build this empire. It's been pretty remarkable ever since those decisions were made, what the Warriors have built around the NBA game with those 2 guys in place.
Houston's gone just 1 of 4 from 3-point range here in the first. Shorty, the pass to Romero. Here's Brock. Another miss by Houston.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And he recovers it. The Rockets trail. Pass to Chavez. The pass to Romero. Here's Big Cat. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. He gets that one. The Warriors have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. The quick passes to Blake. Here's Carson. Arm's length from the hoop. He knocks it down.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Kicks to Brown. Over Blair. And it's Brown missing. The Warriors have gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks. Here's Carson. He gives a bit of a scoring lift to the team, averaging 8 points a game. Clock at 6. There's the steal. Hugh passes to Brock. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Rockets have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. Different look here for the Warriors. Wallace is checked in for the Wizard. Doc comes in for Clutch. ABC's checked in for Buckets. And the Machine subbed in for Carson. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Something the NBA has tested out in the G League, Brent. Coaches' challenges. What do you think?
I think the idea of making sure that the handkerchief matches the tie is a great idea.
Only you would say that. Only you would say that.
I'm just worried with some of the casual styles in the NBA that it's not going to be accessible. But
I think you're right.
I think it's going to happen, and I think it's going to be interesting for the league. But it's going to happen.
Anything to make these coaches do more. Make more decisions.
Make more decisions and make decisions that you know can impact whether or not your team wins the basketball game or loses it. Because after a referee makes a determination that you think might be the other way, or they don't look at a replay where you're sure and certain that you could get possession, I'm reaching for the hanky.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
A brief check now of the stats for Shorty. The past month has been surreal. Averaging 34 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. And impressive numbers, no doubt. It's the kind of run we've come to expect from him.
Synergy, all elements right now working together, and the game is coming so easy right now.
And the first one drops. The Warriors' Steve Kerr, the fastest coach in major American sports history to 250 wins. Brent, he gave all the credit to his players. But you talk about what makes him special.
Well, I think Steve just really timed it right in terms of when it was he was going to approach the next phase of his life, waiting for his children to be in a good place, waiting for him mentally to be in a spot where he was going to take over a talented team and put his imprint on it. His experience in Phoenix in the front office, teaching him about what it takes to move players around and make trades. Just a proper approach and the proper timing for Steve to take over a basketball club, and then to bring all of what he learned from Greg Popovich and Phil Jackson to the table, along with a lot of his own. And I think Steve thought long and hard and prepared himself on a lot of levels about what the job was going to be for him. We've seen that play out rather nicely in the last few years.
Here's the quick. He has 7. 5 to shoot. Back to Wallace, over Garnett, and he overshot that one, missing.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
And here's Love from the arc, drains it from beyond the arc. Love's got himself on the board with 3 to. And it's the Warriors with the ball. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And you know what? Up against a weak defense, they were allowed to do pretty much whatever they wanted.
What I like, though, besides that, is that they just didn't settle for it, because weak defenses, you could take bad shots. That's not what they did here tonight.
The Warriors shooting their first free throws here tonight.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And the first one at the line is good. Baller, he's checked in for the Rockets. That one is no good.
And here in the early going, missed free throws starting to become the storyline.
Love outside. and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Both free throws good from Love. Let's talk about team defense, Brent. To develop trust, it seems like guys have got to communicate on the floor.
I talk to my friends often who ask me about playing an NBA game and playing defense. They first start with saying that I didn't play any, but the second thing we get to, Kevin, is talking about really how intricate good defenses can be. You talk about communication, that's one thing, but throughout the course of the season, you build so much sweat equity on defense and trust by knowing that somebody's going to be behind you, hearing that voice consistently, but positions on the floor where you almost develop play sets as a defensive team. Now, when you reach that level, that's the upper echelon, but that's when it really gets fun to be down on that end, to shut a team down, to keep a crowd quiet. Defense always begins with great communication.
So many things, rotations and playing angles, and having the guy in back, you know what you can do well, what you can't do well if you're ahead of him.
Well, that, Kevin, and also great teams who are adaptable to make changes on the fly. All of a sudden, a dead ball, coach calls out a different coverage. You want to mess up the team's rhythm on the other end, and 5 guys, they snap to it and can carry out that defensive assignment in one play call. That's great defense.
Baller passes to Love. And another 3 for Houston.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
Warriors trail by 4. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Pass to Lane. They need this. A second chance effort. It's rebounded by Houston.
Well, important to get great balance if you get bumped on your way to the basket. Still something that every player tries to get comfortable with.
Golden State's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Out to the right wing, D'Antoni. And again, it's the Warriors missing. And it's Love penetrating, banked in off the glass. Love's got 10 points in the game.
Well, the O looks unstoppable tonight, especially because of that guy. He's just torching them.
Here's the quick. He has 7. Drains the 19-footer. 9 points in the game so far. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
Aggressive defense in that first period. They forced several miscues.
You just start to wonder, how did we get to this score at the end of 1? I think those steals really established momentum in their favor.
Here's Quinn. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Doc is out there with Wallace. Then it's the Machine. And it's ABC. And it's McCormick in at the 1 spot. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. These teams have been terrific at turning turnovers into points. The Warriors, number 1.
And all those points off turnovers have been a huge bonus. I mean, that aggressive defense has also paid dividends at the offensive end of the floor.
Off the inbound, no good.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
Here's ABC. Last game he had 13.
And who doesn't love stats? Here are some numbers for the Quick. First in assists, second in scoring. And don't forget about his hounding, frenetic defensive play. Third in the league in steals per game.
And we're talking about the ultimate competitor here. Leading the league in assists, maximizing every possession. He just tears apart a defense. And he knocks down the first one. He hits both from the stripe. And it's the Rockets with the ball. They host the Kings after this game, and that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. Passes to Quinn. Top of the key, Garnett. And it's good, 2 points. And the Rockets lead by 4.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
The Quick passes to Wallace. The pass to McCormick. Back to Wallace. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Wallace has got his second basket.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Out to the wing. And here's Love from the arc. Warriors with the rebound. Wallace has got his 5th rebound in this one. Pass to ABC. Golden State moving it around. Offensive rebound. The Quick passes to Lane. And another shot. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
And what a gutty play. I mean, muscles his way to the rebound and then just pounds it home for the putback.
Well said, G.A. The battle on the boards, Clark, could go a long way toward deciding this game.
Well, especially when the game is this close, you recognize with your instincts the opportunity to help your team out. Just never flinched.
The Warriors have gone 2 of 6 in the field in the second quarter so far. Scooped up. Here's D'Antoni. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Passes it to Ball. Tipped away and taken away by Wallace. Lets it go with a 3. No good on that one. And it's Houston the other way.
He's still looking for his shot. Somehow they're winning. They'd like to get him going.
The Rockets again can't hit.
He looked like he rushed it a bit. The defense wasn't terrible, but still, he's got to knock that down.
Carson, he's checked in for Golden State. The Warriors leading. Here's the Quick. He's got 9. Shoots a fader. That one doesn't go. The Rockets have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Merrill, the pass to Brown. Trying to end the drought. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Against length, he does a nice job of creating just enough separation.
10,000 hours of practice at work here, blocking out all distractions and just shooting your shot.
And it's in there. And that's 11 points for the Quick. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, it reminds me of that Cameo song, Back and Forth.
That one drops for him. Waller's got 5 points now this quarter.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he's also crafty with how he approaches it. Right there, he uses just the right move to lay it in.
Here's McCormick, and there it is for him. The Quick's got 13 points.
I really like the awareness, noticing that he's got the mismatch, and then he just used his size as his advantage on the layup.
Here's Romero, and again, the Rockets good for 2.
He just exudes a love of the game, guys. You can see it in everything he does. This guy lives and breathes the game.
Here's the Quick. He's got 13. Pass to Carson. He kicks it to Wallace. Out to the right wing. Here's the Quick. He feeds it to Wallace. 5 to shoot. And a chance to now check out the scoring distribution between the front court and the back court players tonight for the Rockets.
And it's been guard play, which really has shouldered the burden offensively here. They'd like a bit more production from the front court, but in the meantime, this backcourt has kept them in the game.
First free throw is good. Houston making some changes. Q, he's checked in for G. Big Cat comes in for Baller. And it's Shorty in for Clutch. And then for Golden State, Clutch, he's checked in for Doc. And it's Buckets in for ABC. Good on both. Houston's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Romero, the pass to Gooden. And another 3 for Houston.
And they've done a great job knocking down those long-range shots here in the second, shooting just over 40% from downtown.
Snatched away. Up top, Brown. Here's Shorty. He's coming off a 31-point game against Denver. That one's in. Only his 4th make against 9 total shots.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
Well, a tip of the cap to the coaching staff here. They're recognizing how well he's playing, so the game plan has been built around it.
Three-pointer. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And maybe a little disengaged in the first quarter. Ball didn't come his way. He's really provided some scoring in the second quarter of action.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Well, coming out of the timeout, let's see if they go for the outside shot or if they look to go inside, try to build some confidence by seeing that ball going.
Change here. Blair's checked in. And now a glance at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's top assist men over the past 10 games. Take a look at the Quick, an uncommonly gifted passer, leading the league in assists. And, of course, Ball. He's another guy that knows how to get the ball to his teammates, Clark, in places that make them successful.
It's made the fans of both those guys, I think, extremely happy, seeing the way they've been passing and sharing the ball lately.
Here's Carson. No good again that time. Rockets leading by 7. Shorty the pass to Brown. It's blocked, and they're able to recover, and they get it back. Here's Goodman. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Henbe. He's covered by Brown. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
He sunk that 3 in the first. It's yet to make another one.
Here's Brock. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
He's had 5 chances at the line, gone 4 for 5.
One shot.
Warriors trail by 10. Here's the Quick. 13 points in the game. The pass to Carson. 6 on the shot clock. Some nice passing by Golden State to end the run. Novak misses.
Yeah, momentum right now is against them. They're just going to have to figure out a way to ride this one out.
Got to be some consideration here for a different rotation because the matchups right now just not favorable.
Here's Shorty. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Drains it from beyond the arc. Shorty's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And that's one way to extend the lead. Continue to light it up from long range. They have all the confidence in the world right now from the three-point line.
Timeout called the Warriors. You gotta like what Shorty has done in this game.
He can't be stopped right now. The D looks like they're at a loss, and they have no idea how to contain him.
Some numbers for Baller, averaging about 16 points, 10 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he's a threat to go off in any game from anywhere.
I love it when guys tap back into that gift. All these guys at some point were that kind of player in their career. Fun to see it show up here.
Here's the Quick. 13 points in the game. Stolen. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Fires the 3. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball. Here's Shorty. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Shorty's got 10 points in the quarter.
Well, the O looks unstoppable tonight, especially because of that guy. He's just torching him.
Nice open look, but it's no good.
He has got a lot of confidence in his game. Oh, wow.
Hello.
It's a beautiful jam.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrapper.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Havoc, unleashing a little bit of chaos. Now, here's Blair. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Atlanta. Henbe buries the long-range jumper. Bucket's got 6.
At least get a hand up. It's not too much to ask from a coaching staff. Just not intimidating defense at all on that possession.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, the league has unveiled a 5-point plan to improve player-referee relations. Things became heated last season with a lot of star players ejected for arguing with officials. The emphasis on respect and clear standards of conduct on both sides can only help. Kevin?
Very good point, David. Completely agree. Thanks. 2 points. That one goes. Novak's got his second basket.
That's good passing down low. He's good at working the ball deep into the post.
Rockets leading by 12. Merrill, the pass to Brock. To the middle. Here's Brock. Warriors with the rebound. Novak's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Right at the free throw line. Blair can't hit. Houston's gone 4-7 on 3-point shots in the second quarter. Here's Brock, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Shorty's got 24.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Here's the quick. He's got 13. To the left wing. Here's Novak. It's good from 17 feet away. Novak's got 4 this quarter.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Picked his pocket. Now the Warriors moving it up. Here's McCormick. Drops in the breakaway layup. There's 1:54 left to play in the first half. Shorty, the pass to Romero. Wants to get it to Brown and does. And the basket is good.
And unless you have some aerial skills, you cannot pull that off.
Warriors trail by 12. Here's the quick. 15 points in the game. Jacks up a 3. And no good that time.
Well, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
The Rockets making a switch here. Quinn's checked in. The Warriors also with a sub. Quinn's checked in. A minute 20 left to play here in the second quarter. Pass to Gooden. 3-pointer. It's rebounded by Blair. Blair's got his 4th rebound in this one. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
The Warriors shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. No good on that one. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Rockets leading by 12. Passes it to Brock. This one for 3. They get it back. Kicks to Quinn. Duval drops in the tray.
And Kevin, they dialed up their activity this quarter. We're seeing them convert a lot of those second chance opportunities.
And there's the pass to Buckets. Here is Novak. A stupendous finish in traffic. Novak's got 6 in the quarter. And for Houston, they're shooting well. They're at 45%. Ball's knocked loose. And it's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession. Houston making some changes. G's checked in for Big Cat. And it's Clutch in for Shorty. Doc, he's checked in for Golden State. ABC comes in for Buckets. Seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's Quinn. Last game he had 13. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball. Baller, he's checked in for Q. There's 21 seconds left in the first half. And Garnett misses.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him.
Garnett grabs the board.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Duval laid in with a nice touch off the glass. 5 points in the game.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
And so it's the Houston Rockets riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. Back right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, hoop fans. NBA halftime show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball, valuing each possession, so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm. As smart and as safe as they're playing, they made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
Shaq, how'd you think the Warriors were playing?
They relied way too heavily on the three-point shot in the first half. Their long-range game was off. That's my off sound, Ernie. They were off. But they still settle for the outside shots. They got to put more pressure on the defense by pounding it inside and attacking the basket.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go over there.
Welcome back to the Toyota Center, everyone. That's a look at our broadcast location tonight here in downtown Houston, Texas. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. A fantastic game from Shorty in this one.
Yeah, and through 2 quarters, he's been lights out. And you know he's going to look to add to those totals.
And defensively, hard to force him out of the rhythm at this point because he has a number of ways with which he can beat you.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. So on the floor for Houston. Waller is out there with Shorty. Then it's Q. Then there's Brown. And it's Chavez in at the 3.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time he chose wisely.
Knocked loose. And so here is Golden State. Warriors trail by 15. The quick passes to Novak. It's hauled in by Brown.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
Novak grabs the board. The Warriors shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them. Got that one up quick. The Quicks got the first points of the second half up on the board for the Warriors. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. It's deflected. Beyond the arc. He can't get that one. And Houston the other way now.
That's one for their first 4 to start the second half.
And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Tough to fault him for the struggles of the team so far. He has been solid. It's the rest of the guys that need to come along for the ride.
Here's Shorty. He's got 24. Pass to Novak. Golden State moving it around. The lead now cut to single digits. And that's now 9 points for buckets.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Carson passes to Blair. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Rockets leading by 5. Pass to Romero. And again, the turnover by the Rockets. Searching for that first bucket here in the third.
Yeah, this is where you have to sharpen up your passing. That's a careless turnover.